Hello, I'm Kirsten. Thank you for joining me today. So, I see a lot of people in our community, the Wanderer Starseed uh, community, Lightworker community, and they say, "When is everybody going to wake up?" Have you said this? I mean, I understand. I've said it many times, and I've felt it many times, and it is frustrating sometimes, especially when you care about people and you look around and you think, oh my gosh, you see these people and you think they're doing things that are not in their best interest according to you, and you're worried for them and you care for them, and you just want them to wake up, right? Well, let's take that a little further. What does that even really mean, wake up? Does it mean coming to a realization about what a lie everything is in the 3D matrix? Does it mean coming closer to God? What does it mean to you? I think if we all considered awakening and gave our own personal definitions of it, there would be a lot of common ground, but there also might be a lot of things that we saw a little bit differently. So I did a channel on this a couple of months ago, a personal channel for me when I was feeling, I was having a lot of frustration. And I've actually tried to channel about this many times, and what I find when I channel, obviously, is that when I feel strongly about something, it's really hard for me to get a clear answer about it. So I had never gotten a clear answer about this before. But the last channel I did really gave me a very clear answer. And the first answer I got, the first thing that my guides said was, "You are not the awakening police." Now, I have to tell you, my guides almost never scold me. I mean, that's just not their thing. They might say, well, this might be beneficial or this might be beneficial, but make your own decision. You're fine. Whatever you do, we support you. That's what my guides, the kind of thing my guides usually tell me. So when they said this, understand, this is very strong words for what I usually get. You are not the awakening police. And then they went on to say to me that that awakening, people waking up, does not mean that they're suddenly going to have the same beliefs that I have, or whoever. They're not suddenly going to say, oh, well, I believe everything you believe now that I'm awake. That is a complete misnomer. And then they said that the awakening, the true awakening, is not about the awakening of the mind. They said that that is part of it, but that the biggest part of it is the awakening of the heart center and the heart chakra. Awakening and expanding into heart energy. They said that is the awakening that is happening on this planet right now. And so anyone who is awake to unconditional love and who is behaving in a loving manner is awake, regardless of what they believe. Unconditional love, that's the awakening. And if you are standing in unconditional love, then it doesn't matter to you what anyone else believes or sees, because unconditional love just loves, right? So really, what we all need to think about is not whether this person or that person sees what's going on. And I mean, yeah, it would be nice if everybody saw the same things that I saw or the same things that you all see, but the real awakening is the awakening of the heart. And I think it really helps us to all remember that. The other thing that I came to was that on my journey, I've noticed that whenever I see something that really triggers me about someone else, usually it's because they're reflecting something to me that I don't like about myself. So whenever I go into that place where I'm looking around and saying, oh my gosh, are these people ever going to wake up? I have started to turn that back on myself. So there must be some part of myself that is not as awake as I would like myself to be. So I've really started considering that, because what we need to do is love each other and join together, and we need to stop pointing fingers. I mean, there's already so much division. Do we really need the division of awake versus unawake? And what does that even mean? You know, can any one of us on this planet at this time say, I am so awake that I am aware and awake in every way and I know everything? I know I can't say that. I don't know anyone who can. I mean, seriously, we are all awakening, and we are all at different places in the process. But awakening is going to look different for every person. And that's another thing my guides said. They said awakening will look different for every single person. So I think that as light workers, as wanderers, as star seeds, as the people who are on, say, the cutting edge of the awakening, and perhaps awakening a little bit faster than other people, it's not about turning around and saying, well, you all over there aren't awake. No. And it's not about judging anyone else's path. We can't judge anyone else's path. We don't know what their soul purpose is. We don't know what they're doing with their soul purpose and their soul lessons. So part of awakening, to my mind, is accepting that people have different ideas and different beliefs, and that not everyone is going to see things the same way, no matter how awake they are. So let's all work on coming together and work on awakening ourselves, and accept and love everyone else on their journey, and accept that maybe they aren't going to see things the same way that we do, even when they wake up. Thank you so much for watching. Like and subscribe.